I've never minded doing more than my share of the work, not because I enjoy it, but because I like things done properly. If I rely on other people too much, things get messy. Deadlines slip, standards drop. So when we were assigned our final year group project, I didn't panic when I saw my group. 3 of us, me, Daniel, quiet, agreeable, not particularly strong academically, but reliable if given direction. And Lauren. Lauren had a reputation, confident, polished. The kind of person who spoke early in tutorials and often. She didn't just answer questions, she corrected them. I think we should aim for top marks, she said in our first meeting, already opening her laptop before we'd even sat down. This project is a big percentage of the final grade. Daniel nodded quickly. Yeah, definitely. I agreed, not because she said it, but because I was already planning to. We divided the work loosely. Research, analysis, report writing, presentation. Lauren took the presentation immediately. I'll handle that, she said. It needs to be cohesive. Daniel took data collection. That left me with structure, which in reality meant everything. I built the framework over the next week. Sections, flow, references, argument progression. The kind of work that doesn't look impressive, but holds everything together. I shared the document. Lauren replied within minutes. This is great, really clean. Daniel added, looks good to me. So we started filling it out, and at first it worked. Then Lauren started editing. Not small edits, rewrites. She didn't ask. She improved. Tightened language, strengthened claims, shifted tone. It wasn't bad work. That made it harder to challenge. One afternoon, I opened the document and saw the introduction, the one I'd written, had been completely replaced. Sharper, more confident, completely hers. She messaged straight after. Just tighten the intro. I stared at it, then typed, can we keep track of who's writing what? Part of the marking is group contribution. She replied almost instantly. Yeah, but it's more about the final product, right? No, I said. There's an individual component. They'll ask questions. A pause and then, we'll all know it. That was the first time I realized she didn't see this as a group project. She saw it as something to produce, not something to share. Over the next week, it escalated. She started moving sections without discussion, reordering the structure I'd built, merging paragraphs so individual contributions blurred. I brought it up in our next meeting. We should keep clearer boundaries between sections, I said. Just so we're all confident with what we've written. Lauren leaned back slightly. But that makes it feel disjointed, she said. It should sound like one voice. It can still be cohesive without being rewritten, I replied. She smiled. I'm just refining it. Refining. Daniel stayed quiet. He always did when things got slightly uncomfortable. A few days later, I opened the document and saw comments I hadn't written, under my name. Small changes, slight rewording, but they weren't mine. I messaged the group. Hey, did someone edit under my account? Lauren replied. Oh, I was logged into the shared computer earlier. Probably me, just fixing a few things. Fixing. That word again. Can you not do that, I said? It makes it hard to track contributions. There was a longer pause this time, and then, I think you're overthinking this. That was the moment the tone shifted. Not openly hostile, just dismissive. From then on, I stopped trying to control the document. I kept working, building sections, clarifying analysis, making sure the logic held. But I didn't fight her edits anymore, because she wasn't ignoring the work. She was absorbing it. As the deadline approached, she made another decision. I think I should present most of it, she said. It needs to be consistent. Daniel agreed immediately. I didn't argue. Instead, I said, make sure you understand the methodology and structure. They'll ask detailed questions. She nodded. I wrote most of it. I'm fine. That wasn't true, but I didn't correct her. The submission went in early, without discussion. Submitted, she messaged. All done. I opened the final version. It was polished, confident, and indistinct. My work was still there, Daniel's too, but it had been blended into something that looked like a single author. Lauren, presentation day came. She was exactly what you'd expect. Composed, clear, in control. She moved through the slides like she owned them. Daniel spoke briefly. I added where it made sense. Then the questions started. The lecturer leaned forward. Can you explain the reasoning behind your methodology choice in section 3? Lauren answered, smooth. Then, why did you structure the analysis this way? She hesitated. Just a fraction. Then answered, close, but not exact. The lecturer turned to me. Would you like to expand on that? I did. Not to correct her, just to explain. Properly. He nodded, and then came the third question. In your introduction, the tone is quite distinct. Can you walk me through how that developed collaboratively? Lauren smiled. Yes, He interrupted gently. I'm interested in how the group approached it. Collaboratively. She paused. I spoke. We didn't really, I said. The initial structure and drafts were separate. The tone was refined afterward. Again, not emotional, just accurate. From that point on, the questions shifted. More technical, more specific, and more of them came to me because I could answer them. Without guessing, without reconstructing something I hadn't actually built. We got our marks a week later. High, very high, but not equal. Lauren's was lower, not dramatically. Just enough. She messaged the group. I don't really understand how they graded that. Daniel didn't reply. Neither did I, because we both knew. She had spent weeks making it sound like one voice. She just didn't realize. They'd eventually ask who that voice belonged to.